In Brazil, an investigation is underway to determine the cause of the plane crash that killed socialist presidential candidate Eduardo Campos. His sudden death has left the country election in October. For more, we're joined by CCTV's Paulo Cabral. He's in Santos, where the accident happened. Paulo.
Yeah, actually, I'm standing here about 50 meters from the site where the plane crashed, right behind me here, and it was extremely busy for the whole day here. Now the police has left, and also federal police and the forensic experts and the Air Force personnel, all the groups that are here working to try and figure out why this plane crashed. They just left for the night. You know, it's much harder to work when there's no light, but they will come back tomorrow to continue with this work. They do not have a date to finish this. Rescue workers, fire brigade, yes, they have finished what they had to do. They have found all the parts of the plane that they thought could be found. They have also found the body parts, the remains of people that were in this plane, and they have done their business, and now they have left for the forensic experts and the police to determine what has happened now. Many of the houses here actually are still inaccessible, and some people cannot go back. They're just now expecting this to be cleared by the authorities so they can go back to their homes. The house of Ivone Martins was hit in the plane crash that killed Brazilian presidential candidate Eduardo Campos, along with other 6 people, and she has to stay out until the authorities clear the area.
There were parts of the airplane all over the trees. My laundry was destroyed, my kitchen was hit. I understand he was a big politician, but we also need help, and we have none.
But if this is a tragedy that has impacted the relatives of the 7 victims and a dozen local families, its indirect impact has sent shockwaves affecting most Brazilians. Socialist Eduardo Campos, a well-known 3rd place in the polls. Many doubted he had a realistic chance to win the elections this year, but no one disputed that he was a rising star in Brazilian politics, building a strong base for the future.
A death that took the life of a young, promising politician, and this fact saddens all Brazilians.
It was a career abbreviated by an accident that is still far from being fully explained. This is the exact spot where the airplane crashed. If you look at this big hole, it's about 3 meters deep. This is where the rescue workers and civil defense have been digging, looking for parts of the airplane and also for bodies. And if you look, you can still see the one wheel of the airplane there and some other parts already half burned. And looking around, these are all residential houses and a number of tall buildings around here. And this is a big backyard. It's probably the only spot in this area where this plane could have crashed without causing an even bigger tragedy on the ground. Police and air safety officials are now working to determine what was the cause of the accident and who was responsible for it.
We don't know yet if this was a human error, in which case there would be no one to be held responsible because the pilot and co-pilot died in the crash. If it was a mechanical failure, then we'll find out if it was some problem with the plane or if there was a problem with maintenance.
Early in the afternoon, a group of members from Campos' political team, coming from different parts of Brazil, gathered to pay their respects for the leader and the other 6 victims of the crash. They prayed, sang Brazil's national anthem, and wrote on the ground, "We will never give up on Brazil." It's a moment of mourning, but also a message that the country must move on as the presidential election is just around the corner on October 5th. Well, so actually, if you ask any party leader right now from the Socialist Party about what they're thinking for the election, all of them will say, look, at this moment we're mourning, we're still very shocked with what happened to Eduardo Campos, and we won't take any decisions for now. And this may be true to some extent, but look, on the other hand, it's still, they have now only 10, well, actually they had 10 days yesterday. They have now 9 days to decide what the party is going to do, so they do have to start thinking politics very soon. Most analysts believe that Eduardo Campos' running mate, Marina Silva, is likely now to take over as the head of the ticket, but she does face some resistance within the party. What happens is that in the last election, she came 3rd with 20% of the vote, but she was in a very small party. For this year, she decided to join forces with the Socialist Party, which which is quite well established. So it was more of a partnership than of a head and a running mate. But then many people in the Socialist Party would resist to now be led by Marina Silva, who's actually a newcomer to the party. She's got votes, but she's not have the trust of the veterans of the Socialist Party. So we have to see how this is going to play and what impact this will have in the Brazilian elections coming on October 5th.
Paulo Cabral, live for us. Thanks so much.